Monica Crowley is here, Senior Fellow with the London Centre for Policy Research. This is something of a bombshell, certainly to me. I think it's a big shake-up in the Trump cabinet. What say you?
Well, every presidential administration has turnover, and this particular one, even though it's a very important job, but this one was long anticipated because there was a big personality clash between the Secretary of State and the president. More importantly, they were at odds over a range of very important policy issues.
Downplaying this? Because this is huge. He's the most important guy in the entire cabinet. He's the senior diplomat. He's lasted about 1 year. That's a big deal.
Well, there is turnover, though. There's natural turnover. And I think come January, you'll see a number of people in this administration.
Monica, it's chaotic.
Listen, it would be chaotic if the president had no one else to replace Secretary Tillerson. But in fact, he does. And the word is that the CIA director, Mike Pompeo, who's been an extraordinary ally to this president on a range of issues, not just national security and intelligence, but a lot of domestic issues as well. He is a trusted advisor, and I think he'll be superb in that position.
Okay, we hear you, Monica. Now this. I'm going to stay on foreign policy for a second. Seems to me we're coming to the position where we either have to accept, put up and shut up with a North Korea nuclear power, or do something about it. It seems we're coming very close to that choice. You agree with me?
Well, North Korea is already a nuclear power. The question is now they're developing intercontinental ballistic missiles with which to deliver those weapons. So the question is, do we live with a nuclear-armed North Korea that has the capability to deliver those weapons to the U.S. and to our allies, or not? Are we going to be held hostage by nuclear blackmail? I know how this president is answering that question. Absolutely not.
Not? He won't allow it.
He ran on this, and he continues to make these statements that under his watch, North Korea will not be allowed to move forward. So that is going to require, I'm afraid, military action, because we've had presidents on both sides, starting from the atrocious 1994 deal under Bill Clinton, to allow North Korea to proceed in this nuclear direction. This president has said, this ends on my watch. There are no good military options, but sanctions haven't worked. That is the most sanctioned regime on the face of the earth, has not worked. And leaning on the Chinese, at least to this point, has not worked. So this administration has, or is at least in the process of exhausting every other option. The only one left on the table, unfortunately, is the military one. And again, this is going to be a very messy situation, but one that's going to be required, because if you don't deal with this threat now, you're going to have to deal with it later once you've lost the advantage. Better to deal with it now while you still have an advantage.
Monica, hold on. I've got to move on. I've got several stories happening here. First of all, Emac, you tell me, I want this story because yesterday we saw Bill Clinton's accusers storm the office of Al Franken. You're seeing it right there.
That's correct.
What happened?
Juanita Broderick, Kathleen Willey, and Leslie Milwee stormed the office of Al Franken. They left when the police arrived. They were there to say, we demand the resignation of Al Franken and John Conyers. They are not sorry. Their apologies are weak for sexual harassment. The only reason they apologize is because they were caught. They're also asking for to stop that secret slush fund to pay for sexual harassment claims and other claims of violations by congressmen, and to stop the pension of Bill Clinton. They're saying, why should taxpayers, they're tired of paying for his pension, given the accusations leveled against him.
Reaching right back, I see. Yeah. Okay, now, it's coming thick and fast, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news, here we are learning now that Russell Simmons has stepped down from his companies after his new sexual assault allegations. That gentleman on the screen, he has stepped down. Now listen to this one. Nancy Pelosi just said in her weekly news conference that Congressman Conyers should resign. That's very different from what she said just 2 days ago. Your reaction, Monica Crowley?
Well, it's long past due. I mean, we're in a cultural moment now where these individuals who have been accused, and I understand due process, and I support due process, but in this environment, given the range of accusations and the number of accusations against John Conyers, this is long overdue, and I'm glad she's doing it. By the way, private companies have swooped in with dispatch and immediately, investigate and remove the individual.
That's Matt Lauer.
Matt Lauer.
And
Charlie Rose.
A range of individuals. In the private sector, move fast, they do an investigation, and when that person is proven to be problematic, boom, they are gone. In the public sector, it's a completely different ballgame. I argue It should actually be the reverse, because these are so-called public servants. They are paid for by our hard-earned tax dollars. They should not be protected. They should be removed faster than people in the private sector.